This very short video is going to be having a look at pilot studies and what they actually are. So a pilot study is basically a very small scale trial run of the research study itself. And you do this before you do the real study. And what the point of it is to work out whether the study works. The findings themselves are completely irrelevant. They don't make any difference to the study. All you're trying to see as a researcher is whether the procedures need any fine-tuning. And we're going to have a quick look at the sort of things that a pilot study would actually involve. So why do we actually need pilot studies? What do these pilot studies do and why are they so important? Well, firstly, they allow us to check whether the independent variable has been manipulated correctly. Are we changing the correct thing? Have we operationalized our independent variable to the correct level in order to get the results that we require? Also, we need to check whether we're using the best methods to measure changes in our dependent variable. If we're doing a study on aggression, how are we measuring aggression? If we run a pilot study and we realize, right, that doesn't measure aggression at all, then we need to change the way we're doing it. We also need to check whether the test and the measure is appropriate. Are the people able to understand the actual test? So if we were doing a word search and we had our word search ready, we put it in the pilot study, but no one could even get close to completing it because it was far too hard, then we know that's something we've got to change. We maybe need to make our word search a little bit more easy. We also need to check whether the participants understand the instructions during the study itself. Do they understand what they're required to do when they're required to do it? And this can be something you can ask the participants at the very end of the pilot study. Did you understand all of the instructions? And if they say no, then there are tiny little tweaks and changes that you can make to the study before running it in a large scale. And that leads us on to the next point. It's all about asking the people who took part in the experiment what they thought. Did they think the experiment ran well? Did they think it ran smoothly? What changes might they think could have been asked in maybe the instructions they were given? Was there anything that would have made their experience that little bit nicer? And the whole point of a pilot study really is to try and save time and money. Psychological studies, like we've already said previously, can cost an awful lot of money. Paying researchers, experimenters, paying for a lab, paying for equipment, potentially paying participants as well. So there's an awful lot of things that get money spent on them. And before running a full-scale study on 1,000 people, it's best to do a very small-scale one, maybe on 10 people, in order to check and save money in the long run. If things aren't working with 10 people, they're definitely not going to run when you've got 1,000 people doing the experiment. So it's really there to help us save time, help us save money as well.